exactly how you can take full advantage of it. And people that get it, obviously at the front of this, just like anything else, are going to be able to really capitalize and maximize their potential with getting signups for not only Ingresso, but for ZNZ1 and ZNZ2. Nate, did you want to start out by talking a little bit more about the system and where you're at right now with it and how long it's going to be and how it's going to work and all that?
Yeah, man. Well, pretty much we're actually working on it around it right now. We should be done in about 5 to 6 more days. We're shooting a sales video. We got the structure of it. The graphics and everything should be done. We got about maybe 6 to 7 founders already. We got like four more spots left in the founder position. What's going to happen is it's going to be 27 up front, and it's going to be 19.99 a month to use the system. The system is designed to first in the beginning you'll see me. I'm gonna do the same sales video. I'm gonna do the video about the Fab Six, the power of the system, how it's gonna convert, how they're gonna send people there. On the second step, you'll see Jermaine. Jermaine's gonna walk people through ZNZ and he's gonna show how much money he's made. And then you're gonna also have another video in the back end of Champagne walking people through instant awards, if that's an alternative. From there, they're gonna have the third step, which is signing up with Ingresso, and it's gonna have a memory jogger in the system. So what the memory jogger is they're going to be able to relive their past and write out what they've been through, and they're going to be able to write out their goals, as they're in that 8 to 16 hour hold. And then from there, once they complete you'll get an automatic email of their registration, and then you'll know that you're ZNZ. You need to check out, and then from there, guys, you'll funnel them into your system, and then they know part 3 of phase 3 is to repeat the cycle, getting their Fab Six to the same system. So, man, that's pretty much where we're at. We're excited. As you can see, people are already making money. Richard's applying the system. Brian's already applying the system. Javon's already applying the keys to the system. And the best part about this, guys, is it's going to be automated for you. Like, you literally just got to drive traffic. And you can't tell me you don't know somebody who's going to be willing to spend the money of a Happy Meal to make $425. Like, you may struggle with it now with people you know, but when you're running ads on like Bing and you're running traffic, people spend thousands of dollars on investments. Who won't spend $6 to $7 knowing that they can make 425 as long as they follow the system? And that's the problem right now is that a lot of people just don't follow the system. They go out and try to do their own thing and make it their own way, and that's why they end up struggling and that's why they end up failing. So as long as you follow the system, guys, you make 425 over and over repeatedly. That's why it's so important that you have your $50 board, your $100 board, your $300 board open so that you can make the 1325 in your first week. Very simple. The key is, even though it's your Fab Six, it is your inner circle. It is your team that you need. So you might want to create a chat thread with just those six so that you can communicate with them and keep them motivated. I encourage you to do a 1 week webinar with them, or just do the audio chat with them. Just stay in tune because that six is going to take you a long way. And no matter what matrix board you go to, they're going to go with you. And you want them to treat their six the same way, guys. So, very simple, very possible to do 5K your first month if you just follow the system and follow the instructions. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too, man. It's actually it was funny because you said we were talking on the phone and Nate was saying that someone told him that it was a genius idea, right? And I agree. And then I was personally talking to somebody else on the phone, and they brought it up. It might have been Michael Brock or somebody else, and they're like, that's actually, maybe it was Terrell. I don't know who it was, but they said, you know what, that's actually really genius. So I would have to agree with whoever said that to Nate, and then whoever said that to me, because the fact of the matter is that, and then you're talking about a memory jogger, right? So guys, the queue time is where people get lost, right? They go, oh my goodness, I gotta wait for the credits, and I need to make money now, and that's where they flip out, and then some, quote unquote guru or leader or whatever side bust them with the, hey, check this out, right? And you know what I'm talking about because you've been there, right? I've been there. We've all been there. So having that memory jogger or notes or whatever goals, for them to be able to outline their goals in queue time while you're waiting for that PayPal payout so that you can go ahead and activate them in. I mean, that alone, guys, is exciting to me because I know as a longtime marketer, as seeing people come and go, literally, that what they tell us to do is keep recruiting, 2 a day, 2 a day, 2 a day. Why? Because they know that people are going to quit. And this is not good. I'm not saying this is going to fix people quitting, but it definitely will get people in an optimistic state of mind, right? Well, okay, cool. Well, if I just follow the system, right, and I get my 6 people and so on and so forth, and I teach them to get their 6 people, and we stay focused, you know, we're going to make $425, right? So I'm excited. Anyways, I don't want to drag it on. I mean, it's pretty simple. The concept is very simple, yet very genius, effective, whatever you want to say. So I'm excited. Once again, I'm not going to drag it on. Wanted to really get people out and open. And, you know, what I mean by out and open is just open you guys up inside this chat thread. So we're really here to just do, you know, Nate and I spoke before we came out here. So let's just do a Q&A for people that have trouble maybe closing people, right? Or building relationships is probably a better word, or selling or recruiting, signing people up, whatever you want to say. So I'm going to ask, what are some problems you or, you know, people may have when it comes to, you know, recruiting or, you know, signing people up. In your business, right? So once again, we spoke before this, and we can teach you all kinds of different stuff, but once you get those people in your inbox, then what, right? And that's the real challenge sometimes, is like Boris says, closing, right? Driving the traffic Terrell has a problem with. Let's be specific, guys. You know, once again, we're going to do a Q&A here, so if you guys could be a little more specific as to, here's one, and I give you guys an example, right? I know a lot of people, sometimes they come online, they don't have results, they don't have the big check, right? They don't have the proof screenshots to flash, right? They don't have the fancy car. They're literally living, you know, in the basement with their parents, and they eat cereals every day for breakfast, which been there, done that, right? And they're on a budget, and they're trying to grind it out so that they can get to where they want to be, right? So how does somebody like that influence someone that is looking to be a leader, or somebody that would potentially join your team, but if they saw your 86 Pinto outside, which there's nothing wrong with them, I'm just saying, people are so, their perception is their reality, right? So how do you curve that, right? Does anybody have that problem? Like, you know, once again, how much have you made, right? Does anybody ever and let me ask you that, has anybody ever been asked the question, you know, how much have you made, right? And if everybody on here is comfortable with that, and you know, that's not, okay, so the voice says, man, first thing they asked, okay, just yesterday, Lauren, all right. So I'm on to something. Yeah, I got asked today. Okay, cool. Let me ask, does anyone know how to curve that? I know I do. It's easy. Like, look at my big check. No, I'm just kidding, right? But when I didn't have the big check, when I wasn't getting those results, there was some things that I did that I really didn't get asked that question a lot, because people would just assume that I was making a whole bunch of money, right? So I guess another question would be, does anyone want to know what I did back then to really, and I say really not, because I did, I'm human, I'm not going to lie, but does anyone want to know what I did back then to really not get asked that question too much, right? And I got a couple sides of this that I'm going to give to you guys, and I'm sure Nate's got some feedback on this as well. He's got some fire when it comes to this type of stuff as well. So okay, cool. So we're on to something. All right. So here's what I would do, guys, because I started out literally on Craigslist, right? And I mean, by driving a lot of traffic is what I mean starting out. I mean, I started out with videos. I started out with, you know, viral blogging, viral videos, stuff like that. But where I really got the momentum in getting people in is through Craigslist, right? So I'm sure, Nate's going to have a page in there where, we'll be able to advertise, especially ZNZ1, ZNZ2 on Craigslist. And so when you get those people in, they typically have a job mentality, right? So it could be people from Craigslist, it could be people from videos, it could be people from wherever, Instagram, it could be people from anywhere. The bottom line is we're dealing with people that have a job mentality, right? They're status quo. They're I guess you could say, like I was for 15 years. I worked a rat race job, 15 years, 70K a year, 401K, full benefits, blah blah blah. I was brainwashed into thinking that was it. I mean, literally, like I was capped out. I couldn't make any more unless I took my boss's job, who's perfectly healthy and still there to this day, right? And will make double anything he does. But and I kind of laugh as I say that because it's funny because he he felt a certain way, obviously, as I got terminated from my job. And so if I wanted to take his job, like I said, it would have been 10 years. It would have been, him, God forbid something happening to him or whatever the case may be, right? So point is that what I would do is when people would come to me with that job mentality, that brainwash mentality, that whatever they're doing is great or maybe what they did before. Like I get a lot of people and they say, Jermaine, you're talking to me like a certain way, and I used to make 300K a year, right? Or I used to make 150K a year. And what I would say to them is like, well, what's the key word in that, right? And I control the conversation. So to answer your guys' question, to kind of give you guys some value here, step one is from the gate, right? Excuse my jumbo hands typing on this, and you guys can probably hear the click, click, click. But anyway, step one from the gate is to and Terrell is and I might even let him come out and give some feedback because he's a salesman, right? So he definitely understands is to control the conversation, okay? So control the conversation, and people probably say, okay, well I heard that before. That's common sense, right? What do you mean by control the conversation, right? So I'm gonna just kind of break that down, right? So. Well, maybe what I should do is we could kind of do some. Let me bring Terrell out here, and we'll do some role play, right? I know people kind of like that when we do that stuff. And let's see, where's Terrell at? As long as I don't get an echo. Yo, let me try to mute out Nate because I got an echo. It seems. Okay, cool. You there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here.
I got a small echo, but no big deal. We'll talk right through it. So let's say you came off of Craigslist, okay?
Right.
And you're looking at my ad, job posting or whatever. You came across my video, whatever the case may be, and just go ahead and let's role play it out. So, all right, go ahead, bro.
All right. So, man, I'm interested in your ad. How do you do that? How can I make $425 an hour?
Okay, cool.
Is this for real? Is this a scam?
Hey, first thing, Terrell, let me ask you a couple questions, okay, before we go ahead and get started here. How did you find me? Was it Craigslist, a video, or how did you come about our ads? We've got all kinds of different ads out there. How exactly did you come across our ad?
I seen it on Facebook. The little the Ronald McDonald guy. I thought it was pretty cool.
Okay, cool. So are you actually looking for a job? Are you looking to replace your income, create an income, supplement an income? What is it that you're looking to do, Terrell?
Man, to be honest, man, I'm really just tired of working for other people, man. I think it's just for me to make money on the internet. That will allow me to travel and make money at the same time, and that's something I always wanted to do. And I think that waking up and going to somebody's job every day is depressing. I don't know about you, but I don't feel that. That's not what I want to retire early, man. I just want more time, more freedom.
Okay, so travel. You want to travel. You want more freedom. You want to live that freedom lifestyle. I definitely can relate to that rat race, corporate style job, right? So okay, cool, man. So let me ask you this. It looks like you want to travel. You want to grab your laptop, go on the beaches of the world, and just create an income from there. How many hours a week are you looking to put into something like this?
I mean, to get that type of lifestyle, man. I mean, I'm gonna do whatever it takes, man. I mean, you tell me. I mean, what kind of?
Okay. Yeah, no, I hear you, Terrell. Not to cut you off, but I get a lot of people, and they say, whatever it takes, right? But then school, church, life, work gets in the way. So realistically, I want you to be specific with yourself because